All right, next 6 minute video. Well, I want to talk about storage, and what I mean is by like computer storage and just digital storage, just in general. But more specifically, one of these guys. This is a hard drive, and you can tell by that 2.0 TB right there, it means it's 2 terabytes. And for those that don't know, it's 1,000 megabytes equals 1 gigabyte. 1,000 gigabytes is 1 terabyte. So this is only two of them. The internet nowadays has moved on to petabytes. Many corporations will have petabytes of information stored away, but so you'll never see a consumer with that much, but you'll see a lot of people with terabytes of information because that's just how much information we're storing nowadays. But this is a hard drive, and hard drives are these big blocks of metal that have a spinning disk inside of them. Now, hard drives have served their purpose in the history of storage, and they are getting a little bit old and a little bit dated because the technology that we have discovered is far outpacing the technology and the discovery on this end of the storage spectrum. Because right now we have solid state drives, which are so much faster. They are becoming to the point where they are lasting longer than these sometimes. Um, yeah, they're really, really good. They're compact, they're faster. Don't really have another point to say, but these things were really great. But there's a couple cons to them, and I'll list out the cons. Like for one, you need two cords. This cord right here and this cord right here to plug this into something. Now, that's not a huge deal for a lot of people, and for if you're a mega corporation or like Microsoft, that is the least of your concerns, right? You got the money to pay for those cords, and you've definitely got the space to pay for those cords. But for some people, two cords and two places to plug that into, plus a giant block of just metal, is not very cost efficient, right? Even though these storage devices are very cost efficient, actually, I should say that these are becoming to be very cheap because, for one, these run so slow. Running something on one of these, like Steam or a video game, right, will make you feel like you're swimming through molasses. It is not a very fun experience. But the new state drives, solid state drives, they're the more standard ones, and they will run anything no problem. But another reason why these things are not that great is because they're mechanical. Mechanical meaning there's a metal disc inside of here spinning, kind of like a DVD. When you insert a DVD into a DVD player, you're using a hard drive. It's a disk, it stores information on that physical disk. And this thing has basically a DVD inside of it. It's fully metal and it's just spinning inside of there when you're reading or writing something, and there's a little arm that comes in and it clicks onto it and it starts reading or writing data from it. And the way it does that is it sends magnetic changing waves to store those bits of information onto the disk. So when it comes back and starts reading the data off of it, it doesn't change any of the bits, but it just reads it. And then when it wants to, it can switch the bits, which is just incredible. It's crazy. But over time, those mechanical parts in these things will fail. And that is not good because when those fail, your entire data is basically gone. Now, not completely gone because that disk in there is still intact, still holds all your data, but the little arm that you need to read it doesn't work anymore. Or the disk spinning thing could break as well. But when that fails, right, basically game over. You can pay people to get that disc out of there really carefully because if you were to try to do it yourself, get that disc out, put it into a new one, if a speck of dust, like tiniest speck of dust got onto that, you could say goodbye to your data. it will ruin the entire thing. If a tiny speck of dust gets on that disk in there, your data's gone. I mean, you can still recover it after that still because the data's not truly all just wiped out. It's still there, but just heavily corrupted. And you'll see that these are not being used as much because they just have not as long of a lifespan as you would need them to. Because in hotter climates, as like in server rooms, the glue like boundary between the outside world and the inside of this hard drive, the what do I call it? The seal between the hard drive and the outside world, when that cracks and decays, um, dust gets into it, and that is not good. That is really not good because then your entire hard drive just basically is gone. I'm over my 6 minutes, but I wish I could have talked a little bit more about these because they're pretty cool. But anyway.